Now on CoastTV News.
Smoke blowing through Lincoln after several days. First responders are able to put out this burning pile.
Lewis considers a tax hike on short-term rentals, sparking concerns from property owners in the city.
Hotel projects up for discussion in Rehoboth Beach. What has and has not been approved.
And it's looking like the dry conditions are coming back to haunt us again. We have fire weather watch in effect for us, along with some very breezy conditions on top of that.
This is CoastTV News at 5.
Here's a look from above at a burning pile of trees and brush in Lincoln. Good evening. I'm Christina DeRobertis.
And I'm Charlie Sakaitis. Welcome to our News at 5. We begin tonight with a days-long fire in Lincoln.
Fire trucks have been getting water from a nearby pond to put out this fire. It's been burning at a soon-to-be housing development called Cypress Estates. CoastTV News reporter Zakia Jennings joins us from the newsroom now. Zakia, you were able to see the burning pile up close.
Christina, I was just feet away from the burning pile. I could see crews waving at me as they were pulling it apart and putting out the fires. But I also spoke with locals who live near the site, and according to them, this has been a horrible, horrible nightmare for a number of reasons. From Mark Hansman's driveway, you can see smoke coming from a burning pile of mulch in Lincoln. The site has been cleared out for a new housing development called Cypress Estates and has been burning for several days. Hansman was one of the first people to call the police.
I usually wake up around midnight and I look out my back window and the thing is completely on fire. The whole top of it's on fire and nobody's out there. And there's a lot of woods around here and I don't want the woods to catch on fire. So I called the fire department.
Jay Jones, public information officer for the Ellendale Fire Company, says they've been out to the site multiple times after multiple calls to the police. Jones assures the community that the fire is under control.
It's not uncommon for a pile that size to draw up enough heat that would ignite. It is contained. As you see, it's still burning. The last 5 days, it's been turned over to DENREC, who's monitoring the air quality.
In a statement to Coast TV, DENREC says, quote, Delaware Natural Resources Police Environmental Crimes Unit responded to what was reported as open burning, though it was quickly determined that spontaneous combustion had occurred, much like what happens with a hay bale fire, and that the fire was not intentional. Intentional or not, Hansman says something needs to be done.
I don't want to interrupt them, but they have to put that thing out once and for all. You know, it's got to be done.
A sentiment many who live on Clendaniel Pond Road share. Jay Jones explained that the only way to put this fire out is to pull it apart. In DENREC's statement, they also clarified that the fire is not burning at a construction site because construction has not yet begun. Back to you.
Okay, thanks for that, Zakia. And according to the Ellendale Fire Company, the mulch pile was 30 feet tall at one point, and DENREC tells us the Delaware Forest Service suggested spreading out the mulch pile so that crews could have better access to extinguish the fire.
Now to a story making headlines, a heated Oval Office exchange seemingly derailing an agreement between the United States and Ukraine. The Ukrainian president departing the White House early as negotiations went south. President Donald Trump telling him to return, quote, when he is ready for peace, unquote. Julia Benbrook is in Washington with details.
Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky arrived at the White House Friday for high-stakes talks with President Donald Trump about the war in Ukraine. After sitting down in the Oval Office, an astonishing exchange. The two world leaders shouting at one another.
It's in big trouble. Wait a minute. No. You've done a lot of talking. Your country is in big trouble.
I know.
You're not winning. You're not winning this.
Part of today's goal was to sign an agreement that would give the U.S. access to Ukraine's rare earth minerals in exchange for what Ukraine hoped would be concrete security guarantees.
You're not in a good position. You don't have the cards right now. With us, you start having cards.
It's been 3 years now since Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine. And just a few weeks ago, U.S. leaders held talks with Russian leaders about a peace agreement. But Ukraine was not included in those talks.
Well, if I didn't align myself with both of them, you'd never have a deal. You want me to say really terrible things about Putin and then say, "Hi, Vladimir, how are we doing on the deal?" That doesn't work that way.
Zelensky departed early with no deal and no press conference. Trump posting on social media that Zelensky had, quote, disrespected the United States and was not, quote, ready for peace. At the White House, I'm Julia Benbrook.
After departing, the Ukrainian president posted to social media saying, quote, "Thank you, America. Thank you for support. Thank you for this visit," unquote.
And some local lawmakers are also reacting to today's meeting. On X, Senator Chris Coons saying in part, quote, "Every time I've met with President Zelensky, he's thanked the American people for our strong support," unquote.
You might remember yesterday we talked about the city considering a new tax for lodging. They continued that discussion today, and they're also looking at increasing a tax on short-term rental properties. Live in Lewis is Coast TV News reporter Emma Aiken. Emma, you spoke with the people who own rentals in 5 Points.
Charlie, the city says this short-term rental tax increase is to promote good government and the health, safety, and welfare of the city. But people we spoke with who would be directly impacted by this simply don't agree. The city of Lewis is looking to increase the tax on short-term rentals from 5% to 5.5%. The city considers short-term rentals as anything 30 days or less. While it may just be 0.5%, it's much more than that to some people who own rentals.
People that come to rent, they tend to spend money in the community. They go to restaurants, they go to the parks and the different things in the community. So they're actually bringing in more money through staying, and it's going to discourage those people.
If the city does decide to go through with this, it won't go into effect until January 1st of next year. And as for long-term rentals, the city wants to keep that tax at 5%. Live in Lewis, Emma Aiken, Coast TV News.
Okay, Emma, thank you. The town of Milton is considering buying 6 lots in the downtown area, and the lots are located on Mulberry Street, Broad Street, and Magnolia Street. Together, they total just under 2 acres with an asking price of $1.65 million. Now, one woman who lives in Milton tells Coast TV she sees potential in the purchase, but believes the price tag is a bit too high.
I just really think that they should negotiate the price if they're truly interested in doing that, because I do think the price is high, but I think it would be a benefit to the town.
And details on the potential use of the lots are expected to be shared during Monday's town council meeting at 6:30 p.m.
And this brings us to our Coast TV poll. We want to know, what should Milton do with the land?
Let's see what you guys think. Take a look at the results here. Most people, 44%, saying just leave it as it is. Also, popular answer, a public park. A few saying affordable housing or retail space.
And if you want to go vote in this, you can do that. Go to coasttv.com or use the Coast TV mobile app. Don't forget, you can also leave a comment there if you'd like. And we're taking a live look into Dover right now as we check in with our First Alert Chief Meteorologist, Paul Williams. Paul, what are we looking at the next few days?
Well, we're looking at 2 sides of a coin that are going to be opposite one another depending on what day over the weekend we're talking about. Saturday, warm and nice, a little breezy. Sunday, not so breezy, but man, is it going to be cold. Oh, my goodness. Okay, so first of all, our gutter helmet camera in Ocean View. We're holding at 52 degrees. That 50 is the normal high, and we're going to fall into the 40s with clear skies in Ocean View. Staying very beautiful, to be quite honest. And we're in the 50s right now, generally throughout the entire viewing area. We're 51 in Milton, 52 in Delmar, Georgetown, and in Seaford. So we have the winds. That's going to be our main concern for the next couple of days. Plus, we've dried out a bit as well. A fire weather watch is in effect for all of Sussex. This means that conditions are so dry and parched that if you're doing any kind of burns outside, you could lose control of it, as our initial story, our lead story, kind of began to indicate. Now, we're going to talk more about these dry conditions and the winds causing even more complications with that. But until then, back to you, Christina.
Okay, Paul Williams, thank you. Well, today in Rehoboth Beach, the Planning Commission was busy discussing future hotels in the city. Coast TV News reporter Brandon Ferguson is live in Rehoboth Beach. Brandon, some hotels are approved.
Christina, this is a tale of two projects that seem to be going in the opposite direction. First, starting out with the project from Rehoboth Avenue all the way to Baltimore Avenue, that's approved. But just across the way at the Bellhaven project, they're having a much harder time, and they're actually appealing a decision from the Planning Commission. And we spoke to people today in Rehoboth Beach about the approved project, and they had mixed opinions.
It's going to take away from the feel of the place, and I'm not sure that's the right thing to do.
As long as they do a nice job, it's cool, although we all kind of miss the old Dolly sign, and, you know, change happens.
The Planning Commission is in session right now about consolidating 4 parcels from the approved project all to one parcel. On Coast TV News at 6, we'll have more as we learn more from that session. Live in Rehoboth Beach, Brandon Ferguson, Coast TV News.
Right now, the street in Milton is right down the street in Milton. The town is considering 3 options for parking in the lot behind the Milton Historical Society. The 3 options will be brought to Town Council Monday with a potential vote. The first option is what has been discussed already, a $1 fee for each ticket from the Milton Theater, metered parking for the second option, and the last is off-street parking by town code. One person we spoke with in Milton has lived in town for over 50 years. He says he has never paid for parking and doesn't think it should start now.
I live here for at least 50 years or more. A lot of people's in here that's retired and they can't afford that. They can't afford the extra prices on stuff. You know, it's hard.
The town says they expect the cost to be right under $50,000 with $9,000 on reserve for mowing and maintenance. We will have more on this story on Coast TV News at 11. One day closer to the Milton election, the issue that is driving the candidates for mayor.
And prepare for breezy and blustery conditions on the beaches for Saturday.
But first, celebrating 302 Day, all the cool things to do while celebrating Delaware Pride. That's up next.
It's Delmarva's best-kept secret, Johnny Janosik's Outlet and Clearance Center. Save up to 80% on name-brand furniture and mattresses. Shop one-of-a-kinds, customer cancellations, scratch and dents, discontinued items, and more. Find incredible deals store-wide. We have something for everyone and something for every room in your home. Shop early and often. New products arrive daily. And buy it today, get it today. Discover the secret. Shop Johnny Janosik's Outlet and Clearance Center in Laurel and Dover.
Growing up is hard to do. Pressures surrounding teenagers often lead to risky behaviors, drug and alcohol use, and even mental illness. It's vitally important to teach them how to recognize their own triggers. Teen Intervene is an evidence-based program proven to reduce risky alcohol and drug use in kids aged 12 to 19 through confidential therapy sessions. Community Behavioral Health is here to help with virtual, in-person, or in-school sessions. Free to Worcester County teens. Open the door for a conversation with your child. Call Community Behavioral Health.
This is Coast TV News at 5.
Get excited. Tomorrow is Delaware celebrating 302 Day.
It has that name because the Delaware area code is, of course, 302. And here are some cool things this weekend you can do to celebrate First State Pride. Pride.
Dogfish Head in Milton has a number of events lined up starting today. Happening right now, you can actually join a fireside chat with Delaware State Parks and 302 Horseshoe Crab.
Then on Saturday, it's live music, lawn games, and lots of 302 gear. You can also expect an exclusive 302 brew and other spirits from local businesses.
The fun doesn't stop there. According to 302 Horseshoe Crab, there are a number of raffles and live auctions. The business says some of the raffle items include donations from Quest Adventures and Bethany Beach Billiards. There will also be an auction for 2 low-digit surf tags. I know people love those. You can participate Saturday there in Milton. A board member for Coast TV's parent company, Draper Media, is a co-founder of Dogfish Head.
Also on Sunday, Delaware Governor Matt Meyer will celebrate with a community event packed with Delaware pride. People can learn about state resources and services from multiple state agencies. Also enjoy some good food and music. The governor's office says the event will take place at East Side Charter School in Wilmington from noon to, of course, 3:02 p.m. And you can find all the details on CoastTV.com when you click on the Things to Do tab. We'll be right back.
Here at North Bay Marina, we know that boaters have the most fun.
Capture your favorite moments at the Coast TV photo booth. Strike a pose and snap a pic, all for free. View previous pictures and see the next event at CoastTV.com under the Features tab. The Coast TV photo booth, sponsored by Baths by Spicer Brothers.
We could practice our skills anywhere, but here is where we've chosen to be. It's here that we find new ways to create hope, give second chances, save lives. One day your heart will need us, and on that day, we'll be ready, without missing a beat. The Heart and Vascular Institute at Bay Health. Our commitment runs deep.
The 9th Annual Ocean City Film Festival is March 6th through the 9th. Enjoy 100 independent films and party with the stars. Help us welcome 2 local award-winning filmmakers, John Chester and Erica Messer. They'll be on stage at the OC Performing Arts Center commentating on their film, The Biggest Little Fawn. Tickets start at just $20. Make it a weekend and stay at the beach starting at only $59 per night. Get your passes at OCMDFilmFestival.com.
Be a part of the ultimate outdoor experience at the DSN Outdoors Expo. Join us Friday, April 25th from 3 to 8 and Saturday, April 26th from 10 to 4 at the Delaware State Fairgrounds in Harrington. Showcase your products and services to thousands of potential customers. Increase your brand awareness and reach a large audience at the DSN Outdoors Expo. For more information and to apply as a vendor today, visit WBOCEvents.com.
Gene Hackman death investigation. What we've learned about the mystery surrounding the death of the iconic movie star.
The patient a male or a female? A female and a male.
Next, Inside Edition.
Today at 5:30 on Coast TV.
Join America's favorite game.
You never know what's going to happen.
For the I can't believe it. And always for the unexpected.
Treat yourself a round of sausage.
That's not it, but thank you.
Friday at 7 on Coast TV.
The excitement returns.
The Jeopardy Invitational Tournament.
Players from the past are back.
Fantastic game.
Only one will emerge champion.
Who knows what's next?
Friday at 7:30 on Coast TV.
Delmarva Sports Network updates can be heard on Big 1077.
We're about to deal with a weather pattern that's going to really flip-flop on us as we go into the weekend. I'm going to go into detail as to why I'm referring to it in that manner in just a moment, so just stick around. Our Tyndall's Casual Furniture Camera, absolutely gorgeous skyline here and horizon. We're at Laurel with 52 degrees at this present time. We'll drop to 44 as early as 8 o'clock under mostly clear skies. Temps right now in the 50s. We're at 52 in Rehoboth as well as Bethany Beaches, but we're also holding at 52 degrees in Seaford, Delmar, and in Georgetown. The winds are going to be a main focus, what we're expecting, especially for Saturday. We're expecting blustery conditions on the beaches. Right now, the winds are pushing out of the southwest, ranging between 7 to up to 17 mile-per-hour gusts at this time. So far today, we've recorded at least a 33 mile-per-hour gust in Salisbury, a 28 mile-per-hour gust, for example, in Ocean City and 23-mile-per-hour gusts for us recorded today in Georgetown. We're hyping and harping on the winds because we have a gale wind watch for us off of the shore for us for Ocean City, meaning we're watching out for 35-mile-per-hour winds. Then we have a gale wind warning over towards Cambridge, watching out for 45-mile-per-hour winds, High Point, Madison, Cambridge, just for an example, until Saturday. Overall, we're still staying very breezy throughout the Northeast and the Mid-Atlantic, generally speaking, at the very least 25 miles per hour. And with the winds whipping through so aggressively, it's drying us out tremendously. Starting Saturday, particularly Saturday morning, we have a fire weather watch, which means any kind of outside burning can get away from me very quickly because the conditions are just too parched and dry. That also applies, by the way, to the folks in Cambridge, Trapp, Oxford, and in those areas surrounding Mount Holly as well. You see, the drought monitor, and the information came out yesterday, we're still at a severe situation for us along the coast, including Lewis, and at least moderate throughout the rest of our viewing area. So the winds are out of the south Saturday at about 22 miles per hour. But look how they pick up momentum out of the northwest for Saturday evening, up to 36 miles per hour out of the northwest. And Sunday, midnight, we're looking pretty aggressive with the winds as well. So we're going to continue to stay dry. So Saturday is going to be breezy. Sunday, we're going to go from spring back to winter. I mean, take a look at this. For Sunday, winds out of the northwest. We're looking for a high Sunday of about 34 degrees. Did you hear that for Sunday? Let me say it again in case you missed it in the back. 22 Sunday morning for Ocean Pines, Berlin, and Newark. And then as we go into Sunday afternoon, we're going to peak at only 34 degrees. Yeah, time to pull out that winter coat. Let me just show you how I'm not playing with this. Saturday at 9 o'clock, it's going to feel like 17. Sunday morning, you're going to wake up, it's going to feel like 4 degrees. Period. Got it? Glad you understood that. Glad we could help out. So as we go along the beach, we're winding it up right now. We're looking for a good deal of sunshine. We're going to have a nice day on Saturday, cold on Sunday and Monday. Same holds true for us in Lewis as well as Rehoboth Beach. Finally, here's a look at your extended forecast. When we say cold Sunday and Monday, we mean cold Sunday and Monday.
Thank you, Paul. We're paying attention. We're now one day away from the municipal election in Milton. It's taking place tomorrow from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. at the Milton Fire Department.
3 candidates are on the ballot to fill 2 town council seats, and another race to watch is for the town's mayor.
Incumbent John Collier is seeking a second term. He's being challenged by Vice Mayor Lee Revis-Plank, who is in her second term on the town council.
Coming up tonight on the Delmarva Sports Network, right now it's girls high school basketball with Decatur and Parkside. Then it's the final score at 10:30. And over on the DSN Plus app, you can watch women's college hockey quarterfinals at 6:45 and again at 9 p.m.
And coming up, types of scams that the IRS says people should be on high alert for this tax season. Stay tuned on Coast TV News at 5.
Over 14,000 people per day are affected by water damage in their home or business. Even a small leak from a water heater, washer, refrigerator line, or even HVAC drain can cause lasting damage. Response time is critical. Paul Davis has a team of certified experts on call 24/7 to stop the water, mitigate damage, and work directly with your insurance to quickly restore your home or business. If you see peeling paint, stains, mold, or smell a musty odor, call Paul Davis Restoration and Home Remodeling.
Weather is sponsored by Paul Davis Restoration, your storm damage experts, here to help now.
Are you excited to host?
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm just worried everyone's going to be hungover still from the 50th.
What makes you say that?
That, for one.
Hey, do you guys know a good tattoo removal guy? I think I made a mistake.
It's bad.
It's bad placement or just like...
The whole thing.
The honey pot ant, straight out of science fiction. The Wild West, where this bull stands his ground. And the villain from many a Western.
The Americas, Sunday on NBC and Peacock.
There's only one place to go for your next vehicle. IG Burton Lewis Auto Mall. Trusted since 1908 for our expert team, massive selection, and our unbeatable prices. Drive new Buick Envistas for $199 a month. Or get up to $13,000 off new Silverados. Visit us today. And remember,
nobody beats a Burton deal. Nobody.
Nobody beats an IG Burton deal.
Secondhand smoke lingers for hours. And it's killed almost 3 million people since 1964. When you smoke in the house, everyone in the house smokes. So take it outside. Visit takeitoutside.de.org.
You may think your home's crawl space is okay, but chances are it's not. Mold, pests, and rotting beams can all cause problems for your home and for your family. The good news is your home's crawl space problems can be fixed permanently, so you and your family can rest easy. Because crawl space problems won't get better with time, but they will get better with us. Call Dry Zone today for your free estimate.
Brought to you by Dry Zone, your local crawl space experts.
New tonight, the IRS has released its list of tax scams people should watch out for in 2025. Topping the list are phishing scams, where fraudsters post as legitimate organizations in the tax and financial community. Unsolicited texts or emails are sent to lure unsuspecting victims into handing out their personal or financial information. Another growing concern involves incorrect tax information on social media. While many of these scams occur throughout the year, they peak during filing season.
Skype is signing off. Microsoft confirmed on social media today it's shutting down the internet-based phone and video service in May. Skype's shutdown comes 14 years after Microsoft bought the service for $8.5 billion in cash. Microsoft has been investing heavily in Teams, which offers many of the same services.
Now here's a live look into Laurel. One more check on the forecast coming up after the break.
At Lakeshore Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram of Seaford, our goal is to make sure that our employees are happy, which then leads to happy customers. By doing this every day, we are better able to offer our customers a great buying and service experience. Our customers get all this at the lowest prices in Sussex County. At Lakeshore Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram of Seaford, we are different and we prove it every day, one customer at a time. Call us at 302-990-3099 or shop us online at lakeshorecdjr.com.
Coaches make a difference for their athletes and communities, and we want to honor them.
Each month, the Preston Automotive Group will select a coach who makes a difference and donate $500 to their organization. Then at the end of the year, 3 of these coaches will receive an additional donation to their program.
The coach can be from any sport at any level, up to and including high school.
Nominate your coach today at DelmarvaSportsNetwork.com.
Delmarva Sports Network's Coach Who Makes a Difference. Sponsored by Preston Automotive Group.
Every story that we do, number one, it affects us as well because we live here and this is our community as well. A lot of times in the media in general, there are stories that are put out that maybe are not the most popular. Maybe people don't want us to do certain stories, or maybe people question why are we doing those stories. But I just want our viewers to realize that there is a motivation for every story that we do. Our longtime owner, Mr. Thomas Draper, had a saying that we have a moral obligation to serve the people of Delmarva. And that saying really still rings true to this day in how we make our news coverage decisions. It doesn't necessarily mean the stories that we cover will be the most popular. Some people don't want light to be shed on those stories. But I hope viewers can understand there is a motivation for everything that we do, because at our core is the belief that we have that moral obligation to serve them, to give them news that is important to their communities, that could help them on their day-to-day activities. That is something that we always live with, and we have that through line through all of our work. And I just hope people can understand that is really what motivates us to get through every single story we do.
Coast TV, our community, your news.
Bay Health camera showing us we're at 51. We'll drop to 45 in clear skies here. Our umbrella winner is Peter Vadalaro of Dagsboro. Congratulations, courtesy of Paul Davis Restoration Home Remodeling. Keep up with your forecast by calling our weather line. Your forecast just a call away. Sponsored by the law offices of Brockstead, Mandalis, and Federico. Let's talk about this weekend. Saturday's not a problem, although it's going to be breezy. But Sunday is going to be cold, because Sunday morning, when you wake up, you will have a wind chill of 4 degrees.
Yikes. Okay, thanks again, Paul, and thanks to you for joining us for Coast TV News at 5.
For more news, more local weather, download our Coast TV News app.
Inside Edition is up next.
And we're going to see you later tonight for Coast TV News at 6. Have a great evening.